Okay, in this video we are going to talk about writing the sum or difference of some absolute value functions as a piecewise function. This can be really useful, especially if you're going to end up solving equations or maybe having to graph these things by hand. So there's a couple things that you need to know, and the first one is a really important one, and it's that you can rewrite the absolute value of something. So if we have the absolute value of a thing, we can write that as a piecewise function. So that's going to be equal to the thing by itself, the original thing, the thing that's actually in the absolute value, as long as that thing is greater than or equal to 0. And then if it's not greater than or equal to 0, then what we're going to do is we're going to have the opposite of that thing. So that's really the basic principle behind absolute value. So that's going to apply there when the thing is less than 0. I put the equal sign with the 0, the greater than or equal to. You can actually choose one. It doesn't matter as long as you're only choosing one. A second thing that we need to know is how to use sign charts. So sign charts are a big deal in math, and which is really good for us because they're pretty simple. So you start off with what looks like a number line, and then you just figure out within each region if the thing you're dealing with is positive or negative, and then you just kind of mark it up with some negative signs, some positive signs, negative signs. I use a lot of negative signs, a lot of positive signs. Because if we have a bunch of stacked sign charts, and we're going to do an example where that happens, we want to be able to see on each distinct interval where different things are positive and negative. So I don't do that just for fun, I do it because it's really going to help us out. And then we use these sign charts to figure out when the thing is positive or negative so that we know how to break it up to the piecewise function. So let's do an example of, so this isn't adding or subtracting, it's just a normal piecewise function that we want to rewrite. So we have f of x is the absolute value of x minus 7. So the first thing we need to do is we need to find the 0 of the thing inside, well, all the zeros, but it's linear, so the 0 of the thing inside the absolute value. So we need to find when x minus 7 equals 0, which is not super advanced. That's just when x is equal to 7. So now we're going to make our sign chart. So what I like to do is I like to label what it's a sign chart for. So I'm making a sign chart for x minus 7. And so I draw my line, I put only 7 on it because that's the 0. So you only put the zeros of this thing on your sign chart. And now I'm going to test the region. So if I pick a number that is less than 7, like if I pick negative 50, negative 50 minus 7 is definitely negative, so I'm just going to put negatives. It doesn't even matter what the value is, I just need to know if it's positive or negative. And if I pick a value greater than 7, like a billion minus 7 is definitely positive. So you want to pick extreme values so it's easier to figure out if it's positive or negative. So now I can look at this sign chart and I can figure out what to do with the absolute value of x minus 7, right? Because I know anywhere x minus 7 is less than 0, I have to replace the absolute value of x minus 7 with the opposite of x minus 7. So on this interval here, I'm going to replace the absolute value of x minus 7 with just the opposite of x minus 7. On the interval where x minus 7 is greater than 0, I'm just going to replace the absolute value of x minus 7. Basically, you just drop the absolute values there. So we just get the quantity x minus 7. I like to put it in parentheses just to keep things clear when I have a more complicated problem. So this I can rewrite as a piecewise function. So f of x is equal to, it's got two branches because there are only two intervals on my sign chart. The first one, I'm going to distribute that negative. So instead of writing the opposite of x minus 7, I'm going to write 7 minus x. So 7 minus x, and that occurs when x is, I'm just going to go with less than or equal to 7. I have to include the equals on one of the branches, so I usually go with the first one it shows up on. And then it's just x minus 7 when x is greater than 7. And that's done. So let's take a look at a slightly more complicated one, which is kind of the point of the video. So we have f of x is 2 times the absolute value of 3x minus 1 plus 4 times the absolute value of 5x plus 3. So now we have two different things. They're being added. They're also being multiplied by coefficients. So this has almost everything you'd have to deal with. So we need to find the zeros of the things that are in the absolute value. So first, 3x minus 1 equals 0. That's going to give me x is 1/3. And then I need 5x plus 3 is equal to 0. And that's going to give me x is negative 3/5. Okay. So now what I'm going to do, since there's two different absolute values involved here, I'm going to make two sign charts. So the first one is going to be for 3x minus 1, And on that one, so I'm not actually going to put the number there yet because I want to set up my sign charts in a particular way. So I need another sign chart that's going to be for 5x plus 3. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to put the 1/3 on the sign chart for 3x minus 1 in the same relative place it would go on the sign chart for 5x plus 3. So what I mean by that is I'm going to put that over here, and now I need to put the negative 3/5 on the sign chart for 5x plus 3, where it would kind of go on the sign chart for 3x minus 1. So I'm going to put it here. So you have to put them, you want to put them in order, basically, so that we can get these distinct regions. So you can kind of see, if we superimpose the 1/3 on the 5x plus 3 number line, you can see 3 regions, or if we superimpose the negative 3/5 on the 3x minus 1 number line, you would see the 3 regions. That's what we want to be able to see. So now we're going to test regions for each of these. So 3x minus 1, take something less than 1/3, like negative a billion, definitely gives you negatives across the board. Take something like positive a billion and plug it in, you definitely get positives. Now we can go to the other sign chart. If we take something less than negative 3/5 and plug it into 5x plus 3, so negative a billion again would give me very negative, and then positive a billion, if I plug it in, would give me very positive. So I have this. Okay, so now what I want to do is I want to look at this and see 3 different regions. So those regions, to me, look like, I'm going to kind of box them off. There's one where both of our sign charts are negative. Here's a second one where the top sign chart is negative, but the bottom is positive. And then here's a third region where they're both positive. So this is going to be useful. So let's go through and say what each thing is on each interval. So here, if you remember, so where 3x minus 1 is negative, I have to use the opposite of 3x minus 1 for the absolute value of 3x minus 1. So that's why I filled that in there. It's going to be the same here. But then we switch over and we have positives, so the absolute value of a positive is just drop the absolute value, so it's going to be 3x minus 1. I'm going to do the same thing for the 5x plus 3 sign chart. So for the absolute value of 5x plus 3, if 5x plus 3 is negative, I take the opposite. So here it's going to be minus 5x or negative 5x minus 3. And then on the other two, it's just going to be 5x plus 3. So 5x plus 3 and 5x plus 3. Okay, so we're almost done, but now we got to write our piecewise function. So I'm going to start with f of x equals, there's going to be 3 branches because there are 3 distinct regions that we're dealing with. So first thing is, in the original f of x, there's just a 2 in front of the absolute value of 3x minus 1. So that's just going to be there. So 2. And then, so on the first region where x is less than negative 3/5, I have to replace the absolute value of 3x minus 1 with 1 minus 3x. In the original equation, there's just a plus 4 sitting here, so I'm just going to put that down. And then I'm going to replace the absolute value of 5x plus 3 with negative 5x minus 3. And so that was for x less than or equal to negative 3/5, so I put the equals the first time it shows up. Let's move on to the next branch. So there's still just a 2 sitting here. Still going to use 1 minus 3x, because that's what the absolute value of 3x minus 1 is equal to on that interval. And then plus 4. And now I've switched over to 5x plus 3. And this is between negative 3/5 and 1/3. So negative 3/5. I already had the equals on the other branch, but here 1/3, it's the first time it showed up, so I put equals. And then on our third branch, there's still just a 2 hanging around. 3x minus 1, so it's kind of shifted over from negative on the sign chart to positive on the sign chart. And we have a plus 4. And then we still have positives, so we still go with 5x plus 3. And then this region is x is greater than 1/3. Okay, so that's basically it, but then you don't want to leave this because this is kind of messy, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to simplify all these. I'm not really going to show the work. I'll just write them down here. So work through it. This one works out to negative 26x minus 10, and that's when x is less than or equal to negative 3/5. The middle works out to 14x plus 14. So you got to distribute, collect like terms. That's where these are coming from. And then the final one is 26x plus 10. That actually happens a lot if there's no additional function being added or subtracted. The first branch and the last branch tend to be kind of symmetric, just negatives of each other. Okay, so that's one example of this. Obviously, it's a process that kind of takes a little while. As you get used to it and you do more of them, you kind of show less work and they get a lot faster. But this is the method that you can use all the time. It will always work for you. I hope you found this helpful, and good luck.